Okay, I've been out, bought a new motor. This one's a 3-phase, 3/4 kilowatt, was 1 horsepower. Single phase motor that's on there is a 1/2 horsepower, so this one's double the power. 4 pole, 1400 revs, 230 400 volt, so it means it's 3-phase. Mounting is B34, which means that it's a foot flange mount. Now, it's not quite configured how I want. It actually needs to be mounted that way. The mounting plate on the lathe is vertical. The terminal box is basically hanging out the back, and I'm a bit tight on room in the back. So what I'd actually like to do is have that mounted on top. So I need to be able to shift these legs. This is in the right spot, but the feet need to actually come around there. Of course I won't be able to see the nameplate, so I'll remove that and put it over to this side. So let's reconfigure this motor to suit what I need. That's perfect for what I want. Mounting plate's there, shaft is there, terminal block is at the top. It's now facing the wrong way, so let's turn it around. This is wired star, but I'll need a delta connection. There's your 6 windings. That bar across there makes it a star connection. Perfect. Correctly aligned motor for what I need. So now that the motor's been done, we need to think about the control. Now the reason I've got a 3-phase motor, it's easier to forward, reverse and control the speed. So the first thing I need is an inverter. This particular one is a Tico. I've had it for quite a few years. It's been sitting on the shelf for about 5 years. So one reason that I want to do a bench test is to try out this, make sure it all still works. A couple of specific things that I need. I want a self-holding stop-start for the power. So if I lose power, which happens quite often around here, it won't automatically start up when I'm not around. So for that, I'll need a start button, a stop button. I'm also going to need a relay. So that's the start stop covered. I also need a forward reverse. For that, I have this single pole changeover switch. So that'll give me forward, off, reverse. I also want to be able to do a fast stop, a bit like an emergency stop. So I need another push button for that. A couple of things further down the track, I want to be able to run a suds pump and maybe a light, so I'll make allowances for that. Plus, of course, I need a speed control pot. Part of the wiring, I'll need some wire. I'll need a lug, a gland, a few lugs, a couple of tools, screwdrivers, pliers, wire stripper. I also need the information on the speed controller. That's all the parameters to set. This is my rough wiring diagram, shows me the connections. I also need a schematic, so I need to be able to make it work on paper. If it doesn't work on paper, it's not going to work in the real world. So first things first, it's 240 volt control. 240. Also have neutral. So I need start, stop, a relay. So we'll call that R1. Start, stop. So then when relay 1 comes in, it will bypass the start button and keep it in. So then it's R1, R1, inverter. So then we come out here, which is pin 5. Forward. Reverse. That's 3. That's 4. No, that should be normally open. That's 6. And that's it for the control. There's the motor. Then we're going to want another R1 where I can suds, and light. That should work. And the other one is the speed pot. So we need pin 8, pin 10, pin 9. That should work nicely. Gonna need a box. So give me a minute. There we go. Turn power on. The relay's not in at the moment. I'll push the stop. Nothing happens. Pull the stop out. And you can see the light here. The relay comes on. So that works. Pull out the stop. All right, well that's normal. Pull it out and it fires up. At the moment, it's not doing anything I don't have any control on. So we'll turn that off, unplug. That's all my 240 volt taken care of. So the next bit is brown wire. That aside, and we'll do the motor. I'm all plugged in. I'll adjust the pot about midway. Power's connected. Emergency stopper's out. So now I go the other way. Okay, I need to change parameters. Operation mode is 1, so that's run, stop, forward, reverse. So I want forward stop, reverse stop, run, stop. Maybe it's my set point. Something not right. Okay. What's going on here? Okay, I've sorted out, unknown to me, the forward reverse switch already had a common point on it. I should have checked, but I didn't. Stupid me. So here we go. We're plugged in. Pull that out. Apply power. I can adjust the frequency. Forward. Reverse. So I can get it down to 2 Hertz. Goes the other way. Now, this push button if I just turn power off, it'll coast to a stop. If I hit this button, it'll pull dead. And if I hit emergency stop, it also does the same thing, but also drops the power off. So that all works. Now I just need to put it on. Okay, the motor's all sorted out. The control box is all sorted out. So what I need to do now is take the motor and mount it to this back plate here. First thing I got is very little room, but that's what I have to work with. Now I've made up this mounting plate. This is the original steel plate that bolted on. And I've made up these slide rails with some studs to mount the motor on. So we'll put this on and then we can mount the motor. Power on 2 revs. Get a little bit of tension on the belt. And that's a lot quieter than what it was before. So one of the things that I've picked up along the way is some new oil pots to replace these. So I might as well replace them now. What I'll do is give that a squirt of air. Not sure I'm completely happy with these ones either, but they're better than the original ones. They've at least got a lid on them. Beautiful. The other thing I've picked up is these stitching clips. That's to replace the ones on the flat belt, which that one's not too bad, but then that's what's left on the other end of it. So I'll replace those with new clips and we should be right. I'm going to use the same belt. And completely buggered that up. What a f***ing disaster. Right, the good news is I managed to successfully join my belt. I think I've done a pretty good job. You know, it looks like a bought one. And we should try that out. Okay, so it is actually a bought one. This is what's called a J section. I think in automotive terms they call it a serpentine belt. I couldn't get another flat belt easily, so I went down to the local a belt supplier and had a look at these, and he cut one off on the spot. Cost me $40 I think it was, and I reckon that should pretty much do the job. Only problem is I can't get it on around the pulleys. So what I need to do is pull all the mechanics apart and slip it over there. It was a bit annoying, or at first I thought it was a bit annoying, but I figured that the last ones lasted probably 50 years that I know of. So if this one lasts 50 years and I have to change it again by pulling it all apart, yeah, so be it. So let's start pulling this apart, we'll get the belt on and we'll see how it turns out. And we go on 2 hertz. Forward, reverse. I may have a bit of trouble tracking because nothing's set up. So that's 2 hertz. (25 hertz), 35, 60 hertz. Again, it's a lot quieter than what it was before. So we coast to a stop, turn the speed back down, run in reverse. Alright, that's 39 hertz. And I've got a big vibration there. Let's see what revs we're doing. So all I need to do is put the chuck on. Just temporary. See what our speeds are. It's 33 revs. That's on 2 hertz. Let's go up to 20 hertz. That's 20. 408, 415 we'll call it. Go up to 60 hertz. Original speed of the chuck was 750 revs. About 1,000. So I've got a bit more speed out of it by changing the drive pulley and overdriving the motor at 60 hertz. So let's go back down to vibration speed. I got an idea, right here. We'll try a bucket of water there. That might show up. Oh, that's 30 hertz. (600 revs). (960), and you can see the vibrations in the water there. I reduce a bit on full speed. That vibration's back at 45 hertz. Okay, well that's pretty smooth, so it's Probably not. The top there. Put that on slow. A little bit of vibration, but not as much as on high speed. Medium speed. That feels pretty good. Yep, vibration's back. Let's lock the pin. I've still got it. I'm suspecting that this pulley is out of balance. Maybe I've lost concentricity. Could be a balance problem. I'll need to think about that.